Does it matter who serves on the Supreme Court? Those 9 individuals in black robes can impact your life more than you think. Consider all the restrictions governors and mayors have placed on church gatherings during the COVID-19 crisis, while allowing people to flock to grocery and home improvement stores, bars and casinos, and even take to the streets to protest. All those activities are essential, but a church gathering for worship is non-essential?
The governor's mandate, when it did come out, did so in such a way that it expressed that churches, houses of worship, and these things were not considered to be essential to the function and to the well-being of the state. And this was something that greatly disturbed us. We believe that, if anything, the church should be seen as a partner in this. What we see in our Constitution and the guarantees of freedom that we have were more a recognition by our founding fathers that those are not to be infringed upon. Under emergency situations, and we believed that to be the case early on, we were willing to take and to accept a restriction of those liberties and those freedoms. As time has gone on, we recognize that there is a detriment, as I believe our founders did, in any attempt to restrict or infringe upon the freedom to come together and to worship and assemble.
Well, we filed our lawsuit about 3 or 4 months ago, and following that lawsuit, we immediately went to the court, asked for emergency relief so that the church could be treated at the very least on the same level that a casino was treated at. The trial court denied that request for an injunction, so we went to the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals and asked, while we were briefing that case, would you, Ninth Circuit, grant us an injunction? The Ninth Circuit declined in a one-sentence ruling, and we took that to the U.S. Supreme Court. The U.S. Supreme Court issued a decision there, or ruling. We lost that, unfortunately. Again, that was a request for emergency relief. That was not a decision on the merits. There were 3 dissenting opinions of the 4 justices that thought that they should take our case.
In fact, Justice Gorsuch wrote, "The world we inhabit today, with a pandemic upon us, poses unusual challenges. But there is no world in which the Constitution permits Nevada to favor Caesar's Palace over Calvary Chapel."
There were great dissents by Justice Alito, Justice Kavanaugh as well, and obviously Justice Thomas agreed with those.
On December 8th, we've been told now that the Ninth Circuit is going to rehear the case. And we know that the decision that comes out of this is much more far-reaching than a little church in northern Nevada. This is a decision that's going to impact the entire country and do so for potentially the next 100 years as it pertains to the authority of governors to take and to interact with churches or houses of worship in the means by which they would close them. But what we need to do now is we need to pray that there would be a righting and a correction of understanding that how it is that houses of worship play an essential part within the society and the culture in which we live, that we are vital to the well-being and the health of all of its citizens, even those who would not necessarily participate by virtue of their faith. The church is a stabilizing entity within any social or any cultural context. And so to reduce that or minimize that is very, very dangerous for the whole.
This Calvary Chapel case could find its way back to the Supreme Court, but now there is a vacancy. The person who fills that seat brings a new perspective to the court and may side with the right of churches to gather for worship. So does it matter who serves on the Supreme Court? The answer is a resounding yes.